Hello and welcome. This is the Scrabble man once again. On this video, what I'm going to do is take a few minutes and explain to you how you use this tool called Zyzzyva. So I'm aiming this at people who are just being introduced to Zyzzyva, not the complicated options and tasks that you can perform with searches that you can perform with Zyzzyva. So this is for beginners or people who are playing this at a novice level, playing Scrabble at a novice level. So I'm just going to go through some basic options. So first of all, if you want to download Zyzzyva, just do a Zyzzyva search on Google. So just type that in here. That's ZYZZYVA on Google, or you can go to my resources link on my scrabbleman.com site. There's a resources link, and from there you can click the resources link, and then it should directly download. It should take you to the place where there is a download available for Zyzzyva for your various operating systems, may it be Apple or may it be Windows. So I'm just going to perform some basic searches. So you have primarily you use 3 or 4 modes in Zyzzyva. So you have the search option, you have also the quiz option, and you also have a couple of other options, card boxing, and you also have this word judge, which I'm sure many of you have experienced. This is what you use at tournaments or even for casual play. If you want to check a word, you use word judge. So I won't be looking through that. I'll be looking through primarily the search option. So you obviously, if you want to search for words that could be made from a certain combination of letters, you type them in. So if you type in these are the different words that you can make, and obviously it shows you the hooks that you can make with those words. So these letters you can put in front. So aper, you can put a G, a C, and the rest there, and you also have the definitions next to the words. All right, so the P just disappeared. Yeah, so that's what you can do with the anagram match. And also, let's say if you put in a blank, so let's just say let me just put in this rack here, RETINF, and a blank. So these are the 5 bonuses that you can make with RETINF and a blank. So it substitutes the blank as you would to every other letter in the alphabet, and see whether there's a bonus or some letter word that you can make, because you've typed in 6 tiles and a blank. Let's pick another option in the search section of Zyzzyva. Okay, next one is the pattern match. The pattern match, it is basically just checks whether a certain pattern of letters makes a valid word. So RET, yes, RET is good. Let's try REE. So REE is good. It is not like the anagram, where the anagram search would have given you all the possible letters, possible words that you can make with these letters REE. So let me switch over to anagram match, and then you will see there is probably another word. Yes, there is ERE that you could make with that combination of letters. So with pattern match, it only shows you whether a certain pattern of letters makes a word or not. All right. And even if you put a blank here, it'll substitute the blank for every other letter in the alphabet, and sees whether there are any results, any valid words, but only with the blank being placed at the last position. So yeah, whereas it's different if it was the anagram match. Okay, so there are quite a few words. There are 48 words with that combination of letters, where the letters could have been placed in any given position. Right, next we'll look at the sub anagram match. Let's see how this works. Let's say, for example, you had this rack. Let's put an S, and then you wanted to figure out whether there were any 5-letter words. Okay, so for that, you choose sub anagram match, because you actually fed in 7 tiles, and you want to know what were the 5-letter words that you could have made. So for this you have to select this other option as well, because you have to limit the length of the word to 5 letters. So the minimum length should be 5 and the maximum length is 5 as well. And then now when you do a search, you will get all the 5-letter words that you could have made with these 7 tiles, with these 7 letters. Yes, you have 27 letters, 27 words that you get, 27 5-letter words that you could have made with these 7 letters. All right, good. So I am actually going to move on to the next option here, includes letters, because it connects on to what I've just done here. So let me add another option. So you fed in 7 tiles and you're trying to figure out how many different 5-letter words can you make with those 7 tiles, which are 27 words. But now you also want to check how many different 5-letter words can you make with these 7 tiles that include a J. So then I will have to choose this option, which is includes letters. So I will say it should include the letter J as well. So now it will give me the results for the 5-letter words that contain J only. Yes, so there are 4 5-letter words which contain a J in this combination of letters. Okay, so let's try something else. Yes, so you could also choose this one, the number of vowels that the 5-letter word should have. So obviously you only fed in 2 vowels, your primary field, which is JINTORS. So let's just see how many vowels you have. So you can't feed in more than 2, it will not yield you a result. So let's just say a maximum of 2 vowels and a minimum of 0, which will in fact yield you all the possible. It will be the same answer as before. There isn't a value that you've fed in which would limit the results. So let's just say a minimum of 2 vowels and a maximum of 2 vowels, and now obviously your results are going to get limited. So roist and rosset and riot should all appear, but snert and trins obviously will not, because those have only 1 vowel. So let's do the search. Yes, 22 words. So some of the results you had earlier are not here now. So these are words which have only 2 vowels. Right, so let's choose another option. Probability order. Okay, for that I might have to start a new search altogether. Right, so let's just say you had this combination of letters, retina and a blank. Alright, so if I just press search now, it will give you all the words that you can make with this combination of letters. Obviously the blank being substituted for every other letter in the alphabet to see whether they make a word, a valid word. Now I'm going to add another criteria to this, which is called the probability order. Okay, so for 7-letter words, they could be ranked in terms of probability. So there is a 7-letter word which is the most probable 7-letter word, the most likeliest 7-letter word that you can pull out of the bag, which if I am not mistaken is oterin or notaire. Yes, that's right. So these 2 7-letter words are the most likeliest for you to have pulled out of the bag if there were the full set. So if you were picking 7 tiles, so these are the most probable 2 7-letter words that you can have played. So likewise, because obviously there are quite a number of A's, E's and I's and O's, and there are a fair number of R's, N's and T's. So obviously if they had H's or F's, the probability of you picking those would be less. So if I go back to my search, you actually have the probability order for these results. So trainee has a high rank because it only contains single pointers which are in abundance in a Scrabble set. But if you look at something like let's look at keratin, which I'm sure has if my mouse obeys what I want it to do, we can progress, I guess, with this video. Okay, there's a problem with my mouse, so let me choose another result, which is Tacrine. So Tacrine is ranked 294 because there are only 2 C's in a set. So picking a C from a full set of Scrabble, full set of 100 tiles, would be less likely than picking an E. So let's say you had retain. So let's say you already had retain, and you are going to pick one more letter. So picking that E will be more likely than a C. Okay. So then let me now include the probability order as well. So let me limit the results to the first 200 most probable sum-letter words that you could have picked, as well as it fulfilling this criteria where it should contain the letters RETAIN and another letter. So the results are now limited. So here you will have only words which have a probability of 200 or less. So yeah, so obviously retain plus C is not there. Okay, so even this, now you don't have to limit this to a certain combination of letters. If you put blanks all throughout, so I'm going to put 7 blanks. Now I put 7 blanks, and then I wanted to check what are the most probable 7-letter words. Just untick these, make these 0, and tick these off as well. It's not for you at the moment. I'll explain these on a later video for advanced pupils. So yeah, so make 7 blanks. So I think I made 7 blanks, and then if you set these parameters to 0 to 200, you will get the most probable 200 7-letter words that you could play. So yeah, so there we go. So you have the most probable 2-letter words. They're arranged alphabetically based on the letters that make that word. So aranade is AADEINR, so that's listed first, and then A radio. So the letters that make that 7-letter word, you arrange them alphabetically, and they are ranked alphabetically. So but if you look through the list, you will have 200 words which all have a probability between 1 and 200. Okay, so that's how you use that option. Let's see if there is anything else of interest. Yeah, I think that's enough for beginners and for novices. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you don't have a fear of using these tools. I know it's comfortable and rather straightforward to use an A4 sheet with some printed words, but start using Zyzzyva now for your to check words and to study words, because it will help you on the long run. So I'll leave you with that, and all the best.